My name is Sabra Peschka, and I will be presenting Electricity, Magnetism, and the Future of Medicine in fulfillment of Project 1 for Physics 2020 Spring Semester, March 22nd. We will begin this presentation with an overview of the atom, as well as electricity principles, magnetism principles, and how electricity and magnetism have more applications and how they are improving our understanding to human health and treatment of disease. We will focus on recent research that has used electricity to treat a growing number of pathologies more efficiently and how magnetism is used in healthcare and human science. Lastly, we will discuss electricity, magnetism, and how they relate to the future of medicine and the human body. Protons, electrons, and neutrons are the subatomic particles that make up an atom, which are the basic building blocks that make up matter. Protons carry a positive charge, electrons carry a negative charge, and neutrons carry no charge at all. The nucleus of an atom has a concentration of mass and energy that is comprised of protons and neutrons, while the orbitals that surround an atom's nucleus include electrons. When an atom loses an electron, it becomes positively charged, and when it gains an electron, it becomes negatively charged. Electricity. Neutral objects gaining or losing electrons creates an electric charge, and the movement of electric charge is a fundamental property of electricity. Objects that are oppositely charged will have an attractive force to one another, while objects of the same charge will produce a repulsive force against one another. In the mid-1780s, Charles Coulomb discovered that electrical force depends on the charge of the object, the amount of charge each object exerts, and the distance between the objects. Electrical force can be mathematically deduced using the equation described below, which is known as Coulomb's constant. Here, F is the electric force, K is the Coulomb's law constant, and Q1 and Q2 are the charges. R is the distance between the charges. The magnitude of electric force between Q1 and Q2 is directly proportional to the magnitude of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Magnetism. Magnetism is a field of physics that is associated with magnetic fields and results from electric charges in motion. This motion can be the result of an electric current, the passing of an electron, or any charged particle's movement. Like charged objects, magnet poles display repulsive and attractive forces. Magnets will have a north and south pole, with opposites attracting and the same poles repulsing. An important difference between electricity and magnetism is that no matter how much a magnet is broken down, it will always have a north and south pole. Magnetic force can be mathematically deduced using the equation F equals QV times B, which is known as Lorentz law. And this law simply describes electric force working between stationary charge. And in this form, it is written using the vector cross product. Electricity and magnetism have become critical components to many different aspects of daily life. Electricity powers homes, businesses, schools, hospitals, and many technologies we rely on for entertainment and transportation. Magnetism is used in compasses, engines, generators, and credit cards. In fact, it is the Earth's magnetic field that protects it and the life on Earth from solar radiation that flows outwards from the sun. Electricity and magnetism share similarities and together make up electromagnetism. Together, electric fields and magnetic fields make up electromagnetic fields, which are characterized by wavelength, frequency, and field strength. However, electricity and magnetism have even more applications than previously described. Here we will focus on electricity and how it is used to treat a growing number of pathologies, and magnetism and how it relates to treatment of pathologies as well. Magnetic therapy. Magnetic therapy is considered an alternative medical practice that involves the use of magnetic fields to restore the body's balance and alleviate pain. Static magnetic field therapy typically integrates weak magnets into bracelets, shoe inserts, rings, and other articles that contact the body. This form of therapy is based on the human body having a charge and that molecules within the body have a magnetic field, which is believed to be off balance, causing different symptoms associated with disease. The idea behind magnetic therapy is that the use of magnets help to restore balance within the body. However, while magnets can alter ions, the effect that magnets have on ions within the body and how it relates to disease has not been shown. This makes it difficult to scientifically validate this form of therapy. However, supporters of this practice argue that there is statistical significance to support its effectiveness. Magnetism in medicine. Magnetism in medicine has many other applications that hold promise for the future. This includes remote magnetic navigation in cardiology, the well-established MRI in radiology, transcranial magnetic stimulation, and reflex management system, which alleviates the symptoms of gastroesophageal reflux disease. Different surgeries have also utilized magnets to help in the safe removal of objects that are swallowed or lodged elsewhere in the body. An example of this is removing a safety pin that has been swallowed and ensuring that it doesn't do any more damage when it is being removed than when it was swallowed. Magnetism in cancer. Another area of interest involving magnetism is in oncology. Magnetic induction hypothermia is a type of cancer treatment which relies on heat that is induced through magnetic nanoparticles being exposed to alternating magnetic fields. This treatment aims at reducing tumor growth by suppressing cancer cell proliferation, which is done by increasing the specific area that a tumor is located in to temperatures between 42 degrees Celsius and 45 degrees Celsius, which is done by heating iron oxide nanoparticles from changing the magnetic field. Another study found that static magnetic stimulation may actually activate cellular proliferation patterns rather than inhibit them. While tumor growth impairment through cell replication inhibition is the goal of cancer treatment, understanding the many different mechanisms that enable cancer cells to replicate out of control may offer further insight into future cancer cures. Magneticism and migraine relief. Migraines are often recurring headaches that are associated with debilitating symptoms that include throbbing pain, nausea, weakness, and light sensitivity. The exact pathology behind migraines isn't completely understood, and many times patients find little to no relief in conventional therapies that may even include narcotics. Magneticism through transcranial magnetic stimulation has been investigated as a potential treatment for migraines as well as migraine prevention. This treatment is considered non-invasive and works through generating magnetic fields applied to the scalp, causing electrical changes within the cerebral cortex. The science behind this treatment involves evaluating changes in the body's electrical field that help to indicate the origin of pain that is associated with migraines. Documented findings have indicated that the faster the nerve impulse fires, the greater the intensity of the perceived migraine pain. The goal of this treatment has involved creating a strong magnetic field that reduces the flow of pain signals, and in some cases, the presence of the magnetic interference has completely stopped the impulse altogether. This correlates to reducing the intensity of migraine pain, and in some cases, inhibiting the pain altogether. Transcranial magnetic stimulation has also been examined as a diagnostic tool for other neurological disorders, most notably depression. Pacemakers and electricity. Pacemakers are small devices that are surgically implanted and help to regulate irregular heart rhythms. They are also used to treat a variety of different cardiac anomalies in which the pacemaker will use low-energy electrical impulses to regulate normal cardiac functioning. Pacemakers consist of a capacitor where electrical charge is stored along with a battery, a computerized generator, and wires with electrodes. Pacemakers sense the heart by measuring the voltage, which is produced by the heart's electrical system when it contracts. Pacemakers derive their energy source from a battery that eventually reaches a state in which the potential across the battery is too low to drive current. This results in the battery of a pacemaker needing to be replaced and involves surgery and added expenses to patients. This creates a drawback to this life-saving device. Research is currently underway that aims to develop a pacemaker that is capable of harvesting energy from the reverberations of the heartbeat by converting this energy into electric energy. This innovative solution is still underway and holds promise for improving the future of cardiology patients that rely on a pacemaker's life-saving techniques. Bioelectric medicine and rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is an inflammatory disorder that affects bone, cartilage, and joints. Symptoms include severe pain, swelling, and stiffness that most commonly occurs in the hands, wrists, and feet. Bioelectric medicine is a new treatment that utilizes electricity and magnetism. It involves the surgical implant of a stimulating electrode into the neck. This electrode sends pulses of electricity to the vagus nerve, which serves as a major connection between the brain and the body's major organs. By stimulating the vagus nerve through passing electrons through the spleen, the production of the inflammatory signal known as tumor necrosis factor can be inhibited. And it was this treatment that actually allowed for researchers to identify the inflammatory cycle behind this. And the mechanism involves stimulating the vagus nerve through passing electrons down through the spleen, and the signals pass to the spleen where electric energy is converted to chemical energy. Once here, T cells are activated that in turn activate acetylcholine, and finally macrophages, which will activate tumor necrosis factor, and this causes an inflammatory response. These advancements will open many doors to our clinical understanding of the immune system and hold promise to utilizing bioelectric medicine to treat Crohn's disease, Parkinson's disease, and even Alzheimer's disease manifestations. A major benefit of this type of treatment is that it was successful in patients that had not responded to conventional rheumatoid arthritis therapies that included complex joint replacement and standard pharmaceuticals. In conclusion, electricity and magnetism are physical forces that play a critical role in life on Earth, but also many life-saving devices that are important to preserving human health. Magnetic fields are used in alternative medicine as well as conventional Western medicine that includes advancements in cancer treatment and migraine relief. Electricity powers almost all technology and is also used to maintain normal cardiac functioning. Electricity is advancing our understanding to the basics of the human body and how we perceive pain. Together, electricity and magnetism may well be the future of medicine. And here is a list of my references. Any of these can be visited for more information than was provided on these slides. Thank you so much for your time.